make a move and the bunny gets it.
I said, put the bunny back in the box. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
It's showtime.
You better have a good reason for cutting the engine. We don't have time for this.
I need a word, Kieran. You owe me that much.
This is not the dock, Jack. Speak your mind, but make it brief.
The last time you trusted intelligence like this, we ended up on the business end of a damn harpoon. Sidewinders asking you to do the impossible and defy the most dangerous organization in the government to do it. This is not your fight, Kieran. Not anymore. They made sure of that.
And what, Jack? Run away from what they did? If not me, then who else? Who else is willing to defy them? To stand up and fight? You? No. That would mean doing more than steering the damn boat.
And now I'm not even good for that. Unless, of course, you plan on putting us down.
I didn't mean... I can't back down now. The world already thinks I'm dead. If I walk away from this, I might as well be.
Well, then get off my boat, landlubber. I'll either see you at the rendezvous or be drinking a toast to your stubborn patriotic corpse.
See you there. Prepare for company. Stay out of the rum.
No promises. Now give them hell.
Please, Lord, help me save them.
Psychically, I'm very well endowed.
I wanna know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I wanna know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind.
Hey there, everybody. This is Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics. It's been a while since I've been able to do a show on Monday. I had this idea for a while. Gen X is more of a topical show. I kind of just wanted to kind of like have a show where I just pick a subject and just, rant about it, maybe talk about it, explore it. Let's see, kind of like give my opinion. Mr. Edwin Escovedo. Hey, hell peeps, what's up? And not Brian. Hell, what's up, man? Anyway, so what is my subject for today? Let me give you a hint. All right, was that a good hint? Is that a good hint? Anyway. All right. Anyway, all right. So now, today I'm going to kind of give a report card, kind of like give perspective of somebody who was there when FundMyComic was created, and where now we can kind of have some perspective about where it went from that point, and just some thoughts about how I think they're doing. Where I think that they kind of didn't go as far as I thought they would, and then some places where I think they exceeded my expectations. And there's actually quite a few of those. But anyway, so I was in a it was a think tank. It was actually a Twitter group that I was part of. I was part of founding, and it used to be a big part of this channel, but it kind of self-destructed at one point. But if you go back in my archives, you'll find something called the Genesis Crew. Let me see. I think I got... Yeah. So that's the icon. Whoop. Where's that? Anyway. There it is. All right. Okay, that's the icon right there. The snake that ate the apple, the Genesis Crew. But anyway, so that was kind of early days. I actually had a Friday night show called Friday Night with the Genesis Crew. And we did a lot of shows. Let me go back to my usual GIF. But we had a lot of shows that we did, a lot of subjects, kind of like some, panel shows, kind of like Friday Night Tights, something like that. And, early on I had a lot of participation, but, participation kind of like tapered off. But one of the things that we talked about in that room was the problems that we were seeing come up with Kickstarter and Indiegogo, Indiegogo in particular. And we were seeing somebody from our group was the one that discovered the shadow banning, or at least was able to prove shadow banning. And somebody from my group was, also able to show like the evidence of a campaign that's deboosted. And, so the comment came up that, let me center this right quick. That would be better. All right. But the comment came up as like, well, what happened to all the talk of building our own platform, our own crowdfund platform? Because some of the bigger names in this indie community that we're part of were they've been talking about it for years. You know, we're going to make an indie platform. That way, we can't be canceled. We can't be shadow banned. You know, that way we all pull in together, and we're going to go. We can better get projects funded. Can get some momentum. You know, and then we won't have to worry about some, you know, blue hair or some koala from Australia getting butthurt about something and flagging our campaigns and Indiegogo, you know, deboosting or just flat out canceling a campaign, which we know happened like right before all these events I'm talking about today. Somebody actually did get canceled, and somebody got butthurt that they thought that this person was basically had too many similarities to their campaign, and they managed to talk Indiegogo into it. 1 second. All right. Sorry, to make sure that I got everything plugged in. Anyway, all right. So there was indeed a campaign that we know somebody complained to Indiegogo, and Indiegogo took the campaign down. And so that opened the door to some possibilities that a lot of us weren't happy about. Because if some rando from outside can get butthurt and complain about your campaign just on speculation alone, and Indiegogo is perfectly willing to take a campaign down just from something that nebulous, we know Kickstarter would. Kickstarter actually had a censorship czar at one point, who they eventually fired because she helped a union get into the house, and then she went and formed Zoop with her friends anyway, which is a little more censorious than both Kickstarter or Indiegogo. In fact, I don't think you can even get on their website unless you're further left than California. But anyway, I believe they're set in Portland anyway. So yeah. Hell and stuff. What's up, Wrangler? Good to see you, man. Got my mod over there. Good to know. Good to know. Anyway, so Indiegogo was doing shady shit. Kickstarter was doing shady stuff, and we still didn't have this other website that was kind of like bandied about and talked about. And there was some like primary work, some preliminary work done, but it didn't seem to be moving forward. And you know, Indiegogo was getting more and more shady about stuff they were doing, and Kickstarter's always been shady to me. You know, one of the things that formed this community that we're a part of is the Kickstarter kicking somebody off because, you know, a few industry insiders got upset that they were being on a campaign. And so here we are. And it's like nobody's moving forward. Nobody that has power, nobody has resources was moving forward. And so somebody needed to do it. And a friend of mine, you know him as Luke Stone, was looking into creating a crowdfund through his website that he already had, Luke Stone Studios. And he found a, it's called a white box company that basically allows you to host on their company's website. And you got the corporate security and all that stuff like that, and you put your name on the door. and they will assign you somebody to develop your website. And so he was thinking about just funding his own, but then some of us were like, we don't want to be on Indiegogo. This thing's just going bad, and nobody else is doing anything. So can we be on yours? So okay. So he decided that that's what he was going to do. He talked to somebody named Ray Haylock, who's done a lot of web work for a lot of people. He's an Australian guy, real good guy, awesome guy. And Ray kind of the way he got in touch with Ray was Ray had done some work for somebody else. I can't remember who it was, but he found, Luke was talking about launching this thing, and it was a joke. It was a joke. FundMyComic was actually a joke. We were talking about names for it, and we came up with all these names, and then Pixel Trader, my friend, said, well, too bad. Just something as simple as just FundMyComic is not available. And then Luke is kind of like, well, let me check. And he checked, and it was available. And so that's why we decided, he decided on that name. But the first trial run, the first introductory, when he launched it, that first night, there was issues that came up. And Ray was happened to watch that show, and then Ray got in touch with Luke, and he's like, I know some guys that you should be talking to. And so Luke kind of left these guys and went with Ray's guys, and then those guys kind of put him on the hook for a long time. And then time came and went that we're supposed to launch the website, and they didn't have an ETA. And so Luke was kind of dead in the water. His reputation was kind of like burnt because he'd promised this thing was going to be up and running. And because he got those words that it was going to be up and running. And then so he checks back with the first guys, first guys that dropped the ball. And the second time around, they're like, oh, we know what happened. We know what we can fix it. And we can provide you what we promised the first time. So Luke goes back with them, and FundMyComic was born. And they were right. They fixed the problems, but they're all new problems. And so FundMyComic was launched with a lot of. I think the first exclusive campaign we had was Dillard Dross, Buckler, Canadian something other. Can't remember, but Dillard put his campaign on our website exclusively. And but the first time I can recall that we hosted somebody that kind of needed the free speech platform was probably Mike Barron's Private American. Now, Mike Barron was banned off of Kickstarter. He was banned off of Indiegogo. He didn't even try Zoop. I mean, why bother? But he also tried something called Crowdfunder, this little website called Crowdfunder. And he actually, Chris Braley, his creative partner, who also runs the website of what's that called? Bleeding Cool, not Bleeding Fool. No, it's Bleeding Fool. I think it's Bleeding Fool. Yeah, it's kind of like a takeoff of Bleeding Cool, which is like a infamous website that supposed to be covering comic books, but that has a left slant to it. But Chris Braley, helped him do Florida Man. He was kind of like an editor on a lot of his projects. And he gets a contact from this little weasel who was running the crowdfunder website, and he posted it online. And I made a commercial. Now, this is not Luke. Luke has never used this commercial because he doesn't want to get sued. I don't know why he would consider it bad, but I made this commercial. So it's a little corny. It's a little basic, but, you know, this is the guy who banned Mike Barron. But here you go.
Hey, David.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Good. So where should we start? I guess I can start. I did talk to our leadership, and the position was that we, while we recognize that you can't lump everybody that belongs to a certain group together as, you know, all being the same people.
I'm going to do so because I'm a little weasel and I have absolutely no scruples whatsoever. So if you want free speech, I guess you're going to have to go to FundMyComic. That's your only choice.
Oh, what a little weasel. Anyway, I mean, when you think of soy, or you think like of like somebody that's going to censor people because of I mean, he's like, I spoke with Tardusha. Tardusha? Seriously? That's the person that's controlling the content on your website? Somebody named Tardusha? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but yeah, I did a little editing towards the end. Those are not actually his words. You know, whatever the little human Pez dispenser's name is, I have no idea. But golly, I mean, just to look at him, it's like but besides soy boy in the dictionary, or you know, beta cuckold or whatever. I mean, that guy's picture should be right beside it. He said like Daniel Kibblesmith levels of soy. If you don't know who Daniel Kibblesmith is, look him up. Trust me. But they all look the same. I mean, they all have like the same, you know, head shape. They all have like the same type of frame glasses, and they all have that little well, you know. But when I saw that, I couldn't resist. But the opinions expressed by me are not the opinions of FundMyComic, okay? Anyway, so I did that just on a whim. But anyway, so that was early days. We finally got it launched, and it didn't have a lot of options. And there's a list of options that Luke did get from people about what they'd like to see in a crowdfunder, and we will. He's working through those options as we speak. You know, should be about 3 of them. I think are going to be available later on this year, maybe within the month. I don't know, but well, the issue is that FundMyComic is not corporate based. FundMyComic is the work of one individual who is was completely out of pocket for a lot of it. Oh, by the way, almost died like less than 5 years ago. He almost died of COVID. He was in a COVID coma for over a month, and I was pretty sure he was a goner. I was praying for his family more than I was praying for him. But he came out of it miraculously. During the course of that, he lost his church. And then right after he launched FundMyComic, or right before he launched FundMyComic, the church that took over the parsonage that he was still staying in, that had told him he could stay until he got on his feet, because he was still, he was ambulatory, but just, and he was not like breathing very well, because he, just the year before, the dude was in a coma. Okay. But then that they kicked him out. And so he had to move from Tampa Bay. I think it's Tampa. Pretty sure. Might be Jacksonville. It's Jacksonville. Anyway, they had to move from Jacksonville to somewhere in Ohio. And somebody up there, relative, had a house that was sitting empty. And so while he's trying to get this off the ground, he used his own money that he couldn't really spare, and put his money where his mouth was at that time. And a friend of ours named Todd put some money in, and they launched FundMyComic on a shoestring budget. And basically, we've got some. We had some people canceled that showed up. Mike Barron was kind of like the most prominent, and there's another guy whose comic was taken down because his comic was a retelling of the Scopes monkey trial, except the teacher on trial was somebody who objected to trans ideology being in his classroom stuff. And this was off of kind of like a true story. But this guy got banned off of Kickstarter, and he was like, it was fulfilled. I mean, he met his goal. All the money that was pledged got him over his goal. And then Kickstarter just suddenly told him one day, we're canceling your project. And he's like, oh, crap. And then I don't know how he found out about FundMyComic, but we got him over there. We hosted him. All the people that backed him on Kickstarter came over. And then he was the first, actually the first campaign that crossed 20K, 20,000. Which irritated Pixel Trader because he wanted to be the first guy, and he brought his, Little Mermaid comic over, but he wasn't. But this guy was the first to cross the 20K threshold, and we're very proud that to give him a platform. And they came after Luke. I mean, they came after him, man. There you go. What's up? Hail to all you magnificent bastards and bastards. Okay. I'm not sure that that's the feminine of bastards. I believe bastards works for both female and male. I'm pretty sure. That, don't quote me. All right. Anyway. All right. Cooper, Edwin, Wrangler. Hey. Good to see you. Oh, we got John's Lone Box. Hey, John's trolling. He's basically slumming it today. But anyway, so all right, so we managed to get this guy over his goal. He was actually on Fox News, I believe. Fox News. It was either Fox News or Newsmax. I think it was Fox News though. But and we got him over 20K. Oh, okay. It's Bastards now. I have decreed it. All right. Thanks for clearing that up. I made a note, and it's changed in my. So anyway, good evening, beautiful people. What's up, Wyatt? Hey, good to see you, man. All right, so it was like one of the first. It was the first campaign we had that FMC had that went over 20K, and that guy was pretty much what FundMyComic was built for. And they came after Luke, man. They came after him, wanting to cancel that thing. Because, the only way the trans ideology works is if they shut up everybody else. Because I don't care how brainwashed you are. You see some guy come through the door with a bulge. of a women's bathroom or locker room, then you know that ain't right. Everybody knows that ain't right. And so the only way they can have their ideology is if they shut everybody else up or enforce everybody else to say that the emperor's clothes are beautiful. And so when this guy showed up on the website, we absolutely, I was kind of like helping out at that point. It's before my cancellation. I won't go into that. We've talked about that ad nauseum, but yeah, that guy went over 20K, and it proved that was proof that FMC was basically operating like it was intended. And so he went over 20K, and so we were all they were really excited about that. And then the dissolution of the Genesis crew, that's another long story. But we sprang a leak, and it hurt the integrity of the room and what we were trying to accomplish there. But I miss the way things used to be, but you can't go back. But anyway, so then we finally got like one of the big guys, a CG King member. He was also on the Jack show, Kelsey Shannon. And so when Kelsey Shannon shows up for and puts something on FMC, yeah, RIP Genesis crew, yeah, it's still around, but it's not like it used to be. It certainly isn't. But Kelsey Shannon, everybody's really excited, and evidently Kelsey hit a rough patch in his life and kind of disappeared, unfortunately. We hope he's okay. Nobody's really heard from him in a while. But that was like a real big get, and we're like, hey, we're on our way. CG Kings, he's a CG King. He's part of the Jack show. It's like, wow, And Kelsey was willing to put his mouth, his campaign where his mouth is, and not only walked, talk to talk, but he walked it. And we were very happy to have him, and unfortunately, evidently, that was right before all sorts of things happened that I'm not privy to. But evidently, he had a big life change that I don't know any details of. But he kind of disappeared, walked away from a lot of things. And we're hoping that we hear back from him someday soon, so we know what's going on. But, the next big thing was we started rolling out a lot of campaigns, a lot of very successful campaigns. We started becoming the... we weren't like the first run, but we started specializing in but FMC started specializing in like second runs, where people would fund on Kickstarter, fund on Indiegogo, and they would come over to FMC to like set up a store or do one more run, we started seeing people like Dave Brink with Genuine Comics, an industry veteran that we really respect. John's Long Box showed up. We were real happy to get his first campaign. And, Mike Barron has made a commitment that FMC is going to get first run of everything he does. Most of the things he does. When he has like a choice in the matter, when it's not something he did the Nexus Omnibus recently, and he put it on Kickstarter because it's just too massive of a campaign. But he may run the store through FMC. I don't know. But he did Bronze Star. He did Private American. He's done. He did the Sherlock Holmes Leviathan book. Dave Brink is a solid man. Yep, solid dude. All comics, no BS, all genuine. Yep. Yeah, the name of his comic book company is definitely definitely good. Definitely fits him. But we started like becoming the home base for some really amazing comic book creators. Private American was a good one. Oh, I never backed it though. That kills me that I never backed that one. But we started like getting Mike started bringing some stuff over that he had funded elsewhere, and he started putting it on FMC. And so we got Mike Barron. That ain't nothing to sniff at. So Mike considers FMC his home base now, and all because when we say free speech, we mean free speech. Who's we? Who's we? What am I talking? We. FMC. I'm so close to everybody that runs FMC that I feel like it's a we, but I just have a campaign on there. That's all I do for them. Anyway, for Forgo, Kick Scammer, Indie No Go for your next campaign. Choose FundMyComic. There you go. I think we got Neon Revenant for Tank at some point. But Mike might be on its clobbering time real next week. Awesome. Oh yeah, I know. I think you're doing Nexus versus somebody, right? Yeah, Mike could be good for that. But anyway, so essentially, we started collecting. They started collecting. Why do I keep saying we? Anyway, I feel like it's we because I'm so close to everybody on this website. Nexus versus Silver Surfer, right? Norrin Rad. Okay. This the Silver Surfer. Okay. Not some chick that's on 4 pages from 10 years ago. And what if? Okay. Norrin freaking Rad. The Silver Surfer. Okay. Just clearing that up. All right. So hold on a second. See for yourself why Nexus is one of the most iconic indie characters of all time. Indiegogo Project Nexus deliver hot. Yeah, the omnibus. I didn't know it was on Indiegogo. I thought it was on Kickstarter. My fault. I told that wrong. Anyway, so the next we've been growing. They've been growing their brand and growing their brand and growing their brand. I came aboard about, I think it was 23. It's because I was 50 years old and I launched my comic, and I'm still on there. Yeah, still working towards that, getting that fulfilled. But I came aboard, after I kind of guilted Luke into doing the website. I feel like I should, give him first dibs. So anyway, I don't feel bad about that. I don't feel bad about that. It needed to happen. Somebody needed to do it, and Luke was the one that stepped forward. Anyway, and so some of the controversies that they've dealt with is, I think the first real controversial figure that showed up on their doorstep was probably John Delarose. I think Jade something other. It looked a little bit like the Warhammer series, the comic that he was funding. And because of that, he got flagged on Indiegogo and I think Kickstarter too. And so he wound up on our website. And, he's kind of a person who, draws some controversy. I would like to say he's a magnet, but he's attracted to it. He's not attracting it to him. He's attracted to it, and he goes and pursues it. But anyway, I'm not the biggest fan, I have to be honest. But when Luke said that's free speech, he meant it. And so John shows up, And the same people that got him canceled off of Indiegogo and got him canceled off of Kickstarter tried to get him canceled off FMC. And the reasoning, as I recall, was that they thought it was it was violating copyright for the Warhammer series. Even though you can have things that resemble something else, and it doesn't violate copyright unless you call it that. I don't know why people don't understand that. But anyway, so that was lit up Luke's inbox for a while. Okay, Bacon and Rude, or Baron and Rude, are going to be the other California sites finish off with FundMyComic. Okay. Gotcha. I think it's RUUD. I'm not sure. Anyway, Tor, not yours. Stupid autocorrect. Okay. Games Workshop is highly litigious. Yeah. And that's why that's what people in the inbox try to say is like, well, Games Workshop will come after you guys. And then there's people actually flagging John Della Rose to Games Workshop. They were actually talking to Games Workshop to try to get John Della Rose taken off FMC. Try to get the Games Workshop to be sicked on FMC. I mean, these people, we're talking cancel culture, man. People just don't know. But Luke was kind of like, well, we're hosting the campaign. It doesn't. Games Workshop has not come forward with a copyright claim. It meets our terms of service. It stays on the website. And then people went to Stripe, the payment processor. They tried to go to Stripe. That's how determined they were to go after John Della Rose. And Stripe is kind of like, well, we have an agreement with FundMyComic. This doesn't have anything to do with us. Which is one reason why we use Stripe. Because PayPal has been known to censor people. And so FMC went through Stripe. And it stayed with Stripe. Until Stripe starts changing terms of service and starts like doing shady crap, FMC is pretty secure with Stripe. And Stripe has been anti-censorship so far. So that's good. But so they try to cancel Mike. Mike comes to us. They try to cancel that teacher with the anti-trans book. And he came to us. And I'm sorry. It came to FMC. I keep saying us. There is no us. Gosh. Anyway, so the latest one, FMC is still dealing with the fact that EVS, Ethan Van Sciver, decided to run a toy campaign on FundMyComic to try to try out the platform. And they are still coming after Luke over that one. And it's been really interesting. Some of the same, exactly who's going to show up. It's the exact same people that have been trying to cancel AVS for almost 8 or 9 years now, or something like that. But they show up at FMC. Before there was like a few tete-a-tetes, over John Della Rose and a few other people that they didn't like, that they would every once in a while they'd take a swipe. And Kelsey, they came after Kelsey Shannon. That's right. I was trying to remember who they came after, but haters gonna hate and ain'ters gonna ain't. Yeah, there you go. ARJ. But so they came after Kelsey, and now they're coming after EVS. And what they, I've seen a few of the attacks, and they've been really interesting. But they all seem to fall into the same category. It's like, well, they did something over here, And so why are you letting them be on your website? And it's like, well, they haven't done what they did over there on our website. So they meet terms of service. What do you understand about free speech? And so that's been pretty much where FMC has landed. They don't like it. They don't like it. It's like they like the whole idea of free speech. Move our Flash Gordon, have a new improved space hero call sign Orion. All right, thank you, Tank. That's on FMC. But they are just desperate, man. And it's just like when it comes to freedom of speech is absolute. And you know how you judge your freedom of speech, your commitment to freedom of speech? You judge it by the people with speech that people don't like. That's how you judge freedom of speech. You don't judge it by the people you're rooting for. You judge it by the people you're rooting against. And that's how you determine if something's freedom of speech or not, right? And so far, and I have no expectation it's going to change. EVS's campaign is still up, and it's going to stay up because freedom of speech is freedom of speech, I mean, there's people on the FMC team that I know are not his biggest fans, or not fans of John De La Rose either. But it doesn't matter. It's a platform. It's a platform. And because if it's a free speech platform, that means that it's platform. Climb about 200. Oh, okay. Yeah, awesome. Speaking of POVs I disagree with. Right. Fight Pigotry with the power of bacon. Get Pigman today. Yeah, that one. Bosch Fulton. He is anti-Islam. I got like straightened out on that. But he's anti-Islam, not anti-Muslim, anti-Islam. And he's actually like been FundMyComic is the only place that dude is ever going to be able to fund. That's if it wasn't for FundMyComic, he would be dead in the water. But anyway, so that's the past and the present. The future. Now, I am privy to some news that I'm not feel free to let people know about, but there are some options that have been asked for that are going to be available and in a matter of this month or next. Ones that people have been like complaining that FMC didn't have, but they're about to go live with those things. I don't know the time. I'm not tight enough to know the timeline, but I do know that's coming, and there's going to be some real exciting announcements. And some people have been really impressed with the way FundMyComic has handled the cancellation attempt against EVS. And they like the fact that we've got people who are like RIPA aligned. We got people that EVS aligned, and people that are like all in between that are on FMC. And there's no discrimination, there's no deboosting, there's no algorithm shenanigans. Here's what John Lombox, FundMyComic Heroic Tales 2, one of our favorite campaigns. That's still on FMC, but one of their favorites. One of my favorites too. I don't know why I keep saying we and there. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of like I'm kind of like the friend that sits at the table with the cool kids and then tells everybody, I just happen to sit there and eat my lunch in the same place that these guys are. That means I'm part of the group, right? But my campaign is still on FMC. I just put a PDF out, preview of my campaign. If people are on the bubble about possibly backing my campaign, it's going to be on there. It's pinned to the chat over there. Anyway, got to make old man team up with Captain Atlas and Ironsides. Yeah, there you go. That would be cool. I'd be all for that. I still have a comic company man, Kimosabi, his character Abbott and Ironsides doing a team up. It's one of my favorite things I've ever written. I want to get that comic done one of these days. But anyway, so having been there from the beginning and kind of been there for a lot of the growing pains, being there from some of the biggest campaigns that come in, including one that was canceled off of Indiegogo, Cecil. Cash Grab 2 is on FMC, and it's over 85,000. Which we were hoping for. They were hoping for a 6-figure campaign, but it hasn't got there yet. It might crack 9. It might crack 90K. But that is a pretty large campaign that Indiegogo canceled. And the Kickstarter wouldn't look at, and he's not going to go to Kickstarter. And so basically, his only option was FMC, and he gets on FMC, and they went after FMC over him. There's a lot of night letters on that one. A lot of night letters. And I don't know, Luke might still be getting night letters on that one. Cool, be gentle with me. All right, no big deal. Hold a second. Hey there, Bunny. Hey, Wookie. But so basically, it's handling bigger campaigns. It's handled smaller campaigns. It's handled it's handled like actually legitimate cultural cancellation. It stood up against that. It stood up against a whole bunch of night letters, a whole bunch of cancellation attempts, even people going to so far as to going to Stripe, our FMC's payment processor. They've gone after Luke personally. As a matter of fact, he got doxxed over EVS. I saw that, and that's how crazy these people are. I mean, when you say free speech and you are legitimately hosting people on your website that need that, even if you agree or disagree, there's free speech needs to exist, not for the good people, but from the people, maybe people that people disagree with. And so, hey, what's up? Later, see you, Tank. You know, having been there from the beginning, having been there, seen the growing pains, and you know, having used the website myself, built my campaign and hosted my campaign on the website, and having seen some of the things that are coming up the pike, website wise, functionality wise, fast cars, hot babes, and huge piles of money. I draw it all poorly. YouTube, Tank Forever Prudence. Okay. All right. Thank you, Tank. Have a good one, Tank. Thanks for the rage, Bunny. I'm kind of regretting that now. I'm kind of regretting that a little bit now. Anyway. Oh, well, I'm not an Indian giver. But so, I mean, honestly, I'm going to say that I think FMC, as long as Luke hangs in there, is going to be inevitable. It's only going to get bigger because there's a backlash coming that just like during the first Trump administration, social media really got censorious. Social media really started messing with the algorithms and really started screwing with people. And I think it's going to happen again. I don't. I mean, they went and kissed the ring on the inauguration day, but nothing's changed at Facebook. Nothing's changed anywhere else except for maybe X, and X is starting to do shady shit. So we might be losing that platform too. When Grok is like quoting CNN and MSNBC and the Associated Press as reliable sources, it might be time to get off them. Might be time to not use that anymore. But anyway, he said Grok 4 fixed that, but we'll find out. But when I talk about FMC, I just think it's inevitable. Especially now, people like, as big as EVS has come over and found that that Luke is a man of his word, and all the powers that have been trying to cancel EVS and the CG Kings and all those guys like that, FMC didn't blink and still hasn't blinked, and they won't blink. And now we've got, I saw today where Billy Tucci is building a campaign on FMC. He announced that on X. And so the Tooch is coming over to FMC. I think the fact that, EVS kind of dipped his toe in the water and all the sharks came, and FMC wouldn't let him bite his toe off. And I think that Luke's pretty much devotion to true legitimate freedom of speech makes FMC inevitable. I think we're seeing this with Rumble. I think as YouTube screws up, Rumble gets more powerful. Now, if they'd straighten out their monetization and straighten out some other things, I think they could kill YouTube today because everybody's so sick of YouTube right now. Do you think we're going to see another wave of cancel? It's inevitable. Yeah, I absolutely do. I'm already seeing my friends be canceled off of YouTube with absolutely no preamble, with absolutely no explanation, and with absolutely no way to appeal. And I think it's just going to get worse. I'm expecting to get my channel taken down any day now. I think it's only happening right now to channels that have been monetized. But I know, as soon as I get off of here, if I can go to YouTube and I can hit for it to make me a transcript, as soon as I get off of here, and it'll make me word for word transcript. And they're using the transcripts. AI is using the transcripts to deboost channels. And so unless some stray word or some sound in the background or some other thing, I don't even know. But if it triggers the algorithm, it deboosts a channel, and people are seeing their channels just drop into a hole right now. So yeah, it's getting worse and worse. YouTube has better UI. Rumble has better treatment of creators. Yeah. If Rumble gets this act together, I don't think anybody will stay on YouTube. They have screwed up that algorithm so bad. It's just not worth it. If Democrats get back in power, they'll call for blood. Yeah. I guarantee that. They already are. Yeah. They already are in charge on social media. They still are in charge on the social media. But they can't. X is kind of like preventing them from going completely, totally as crazy as they want to be. And they still got to compete with X, and so they have to at least look like they've got freedom of speech. But so I don't think that. I think that's going to change. I do. I'm seeing X kind of head down look. It's starting to look familiar. And so I think we're heading back to the dark old days of X, unless Elon puts the brakes on, which he might. I don't know. But anyway, I hate to be so bleak, but I think we're heading it back in that direction. And something like FMC is extremely necessary. But where I think that they didn't go as far as I hoped that they would is I don't think that there's like a few kind of like technical things that I was hoping be available like by now that aren't, but I understand that the funding is coming from the tips on the website, and he's lowered the percentage down to 1%, and so he's running off of tips right now. But I was kind of hoping that there for like a few things, like a counter that instead of counting everything on the website, count specifically people's campaigns, because that's a big part of like the launch streams and stuff like that. I do think that there's a few other like I'd like to integrate email list where somebody can have an email list and roll it over into their campaign. They don't have that option yet, but I kind of like that. I hope that they do that one. There's just a few other things that I hope that they would that they'll get to, but I haven't. I think they already are working on stuff like that. I mean, they're calling for blood, but who am I kidding? In reality, they never stop. No, they're vampires, man. They're always looking for blood. Anyway, so I do have a few things that I wish were there. I do think that, well, honestly, any other complaints I have are pretty much based on some of the creators' activities that are on the website. But that's not really FMC's fault. That's, there's some creator shenanigans that I wish that you could kind of like curtail in some way, maybe a change of terms of service, but I don't know how you would even do that. But for the most part, I don't really have any complaints. Just some technical stuff, just some nitpicky stuff. But you're going to have that with everywhere. A lot less complaints than if I was on Indiegogo, I assure you. But so what is my carrot rating of FMC's first 3 years? What is my carrot rating? I think I'm going to go with now 5. 5 is really high. 5 out of 6. I don't think we're at 6 yet. We're close, but I don't think we're at 6 yet. But considering where they started, considering the resources that they have, considering the parties that have come after them and they've held up, and considering all the challenges ahead, I think 5 is a really incredible rating. And I'm proud to call the mods and the purveyors and the people that are working tech, I'm proud to call them friends. My campaign is still live over there, and I don't really have any plans to move off of there anytime soon. But I'm very, very happy with my experience on there, and highly recommend it to anybody, even if you don't, if you're not a knothead that gets in trouble and people try to cancel. It's just the customer service alone makes FundMyComic better than any other website. I mean, it just you got a problem, they'll solve it. You want to talk to a human, you can. That alone puts them way ahead of Kickstarter and Indiegogo right now. And the fact that they stand up to all this stuff, it's just I've been nothing but very impressed with them. YouTube's changed the way views are credited. Now they look for engagement such as likes, comments, shares, qualifies a view. Otherwise, the view counts are headed straight down for everybody. One thing YouTube's done that has completely foobarred everybody is you can't even use your own content. You can't repackage your own content. Can you believe that crap? They will deboost the video that has your content in it that you created. That's new. And so a lot of these channels that have like secondary, like re-edited live streams, they are so determined to get rid of live streams that they are now nerfing people that take live streams and repackage them. That's how determined they are to get rid of live streams. They hate live streams, man. They hate them. And we hate them too. So there you go. Anyway, me too. Yep, there you go. Thank you, John. I gotta run. Have a great night. All right, see you, Wrangler. Anyway, so I gotta get to the hospital. See my friend Craig. There's a few announcements to make in that quarter. A few big changes that are coming. That I think you will see. Pretty dramatic. But I think I'll hold off on announcing them. We'll get there. Me too. FMC is my base. Yeah, there you go. Happy. They are very happy to have you, John. They are very happy to have you. And you know what? John's not a big EVS fan, and he's on the same website as EVS. You know, and there's other people that like consider EVS like their biggest enemy. You know, and they're still on that website with us, with the rest of us campaigning. You know, Bosch Fulton is a CG King. He's on CG Kings, and he's on FMC alongside John Delarose, who, you know, at the moment, I think he's on the outs with EVS, but, you know, he's on the same website. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because none of it really matters. But if you see some of the DMs that Luke has showed us, where people were trying to get him to cancel EVS, and Luke's like, oh, wait a second. So I mean, this one person, he was like, they were really determined to get rid of EVS, and Luke says, well, we're a free speech platform, which means he has a right to use our platform just as much as anybody, including people you like, or even you, if you ever have a campaign someday. And so if we don't show him that grace, then why should we show you any grace? And that person was like, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter, but it does. And honestly, I'm probably not going to back EVS again, to be honest. But he has every right to be on FMC with me. Yeah, correct to host EVS, yeah. You defended it. I saw where you defended it, John. All factions are welcome to Indie Bazaar, yeah. And this is the way. You want to know how indie comics are going to take over the mainstream? You want to know how indie comics are going to organize and finally kick some ass? A website like FMC. Luke is the man. Yeah. Yes, he is. A man that was in a coma 5 years ago. And you people are trying to cancel him over comic books? Good luck with that. This dude knows what heaven looks like because he took a walk there. And talked with the man himself. And sent him back. I mean, that's how close that dude was to being on the other side. He was there, and he got sent back. And so you guys are trying to cancel Luke Stone. Not going to happen. There's nothing you can do or say that's going to scare that man at this point. He was there. He can tell you what heaven smells like, what it looks like, and give you a whole description of the thing. And he came back. God sent him back. Told him to keep walking. I've got his testimony on this website. And you think you're going to intimidate that dude? Good luck with that. It's not going to happen. He's the man. He's the man for the time. He's the man. This is the way, right? And I honestly think that we just need to stop. The factions stop going trying to split people up and try to say, well, this person, don't fund that person, or you're a bad person, or if you support this person over here, you're somehow damaging the future of comics. We've just got to get over that, because the future of comics is what we're doing here. It's not what's that crap that's being shoveled out from Burbank, or New York City. That stuff is not the future. And they're just doubling down, man. So we're going to have to get our butt in gear. If comics has a future, if Western comics has a future, it's us. It's us, not them. They've had their day, and it's over. But the only way we're going to get there, is we get our heads out of our butts and start working together. And the first thing that will get us there is a website like FMC that takes on all comers. Anybody and everybody can fund on FMC. You can fund your comic right beside your sworn enemy. And that's beautiful. Because when we start working together, all these factions are going to start fading out. And we're finally going to get started doing the work that we need to be doing right now. And that is replacing all that crap that they're shoveling into the market right now. So anyway, so Viva la FMC is my website. It's my funding platform of choice for a very good reason. And I hope that I did a good job of telling you those reasons today. If you haven't used FMC, consider using FMC. Just send them a DM and I'll get right back to you. And if you already do a campaign on Indiegogo or a Kickstarter, you can take a lot of that and bring it right over to FMC. You just cut and paste. And they basically made the format for that purpose, because they understand people are going to take campaigns off of other websites and bring them to them. And I have no problem with that. So anyway, that's been Coop for Telepathic Bunny Comics. Thank you for letting me rant and let me tell you what's on my mind. And we will see you next time. Probably Gen X Files on Thursday. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. Or if I'm going to do one. Still up in the air. But say a prayer for Drunk Craig. He needs all the prayers he can get. So thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me today. And we will see you next time. Not New York. Yeah, New York. They're not in New York anymore. They're in California, but which is worse. Marvel is what I'm talking about. What do you know about alternative comics building and publishing arm for creators? Yeah. Oh, thank you, RJ. Well, I know for a fact that Alterna.com has a publishing option on it, and I know that he's sent out the first things that he's published, and they all look good. And we FundMyComic managed to get him pretty much to pass to his goal and all the way to a first for like a first stretch goal. I think we got to 17. They got to 17,000. But so he's got all the equipment. He's got everything he needs to do. So I think he's published, or his publishing arm is going to be through Alterna.com. But he's talking about maybe running more campaigns on FMC later on, because he was very impressed and very happy with the way they treated him when he did his initial campaign. So, hey, keep your eyes open, man. FMC's where it's happening, dude. Anyway, but thank you all for coming, and I will see you later. I'll give Drunk Craig your love. But y'all have a very good night, and we'll see you next time, and follow the White Rabbit. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.